So.
This is the most revelatory thing we've ever said. Oh my god, we gotta post that. Oh my god! Hi.
Hello.
It's Toss
and Eva. Welcome to another
We're
Sunday
clearly
night.
super nervous.
Yeah.
What is this about?
Yeah. This is a video for us and you to define what we're up to here. It adds value to me to share what I'm up to with people, whether it be Thomas or my mom or friends or coworkers. And it's part of the process too for me, like to be able to explain what I'm up to. It's kind of like the learn through teaching thing.
There's a huge value in being authentic, being honest, being like, this is what I'm dealing with. This is my life. I'm not gonna try and dress it up all super nice and pretend like my life on Instagram is my life in real life. We all have these human lives, and we're all coming to realize that, especially as time goes on. We all know models don't really look like what they look like in the pictures, and lives really don't look like these curated, finely cut images that we sometimes make them out to be. And really what it is to be a human is to dance in that ugliness and that uncomfortableness and still stay true to your intention and what you want to communicate. So we're looking at, what is it that we want to communicate? Why are we here in front of this camera?
One thing I see that I'm really excited for is sharing the moments that are shareable, like either finding some sort of learning opportunity in anything that happens, and or finding something that's like either visually beautiful or like makes a beautiful story, you know, like something shareable. I think there's something shareable in everything. Like, I participate in a lot of self-development work, and Thomas is too, and we're on a coaching call every day, and our coach asks, you know, what's going on, what are you up to, what are you creating? And you know, sometimes I find myself being like, well, you know, I worked and then I went home and today I'm gonna work and then go home. But if I even think about it for a second, there's always like something that can be shared, and it ends up being a really cool story, or I got hit with some insight that I shared and it's like really valuable to the people I'm talking to, or something like that. So I'm actually excited for like having this avenue dedicated to sharing in a way that makes a difference, to like looking at my life that way and being like, what's making a difference for me, or like what about this moment, or what about what I'm dealing with, or what about what's happening could be shared in a way that would make a difference.
That's right.
Like looking through that lens of like, what is there about this that I can take away and then pass on.
Because it is, for us, I think what really draws us here in front of this camera is the desire to give back, and the desire to share what we have in our relationship and in our lives, and the things that we go through, the breakthroughs that we have, because we want to. Like,
yeah. And I would say to find other people at either the same or other stages of that, I don't know, I hate to say like path. I hate to say like people on the same journey or on the same path, but I guess people with those, people dedicated to living life along the same lines, like people seeking out like lives at work, and bringing authenticity to relationships, and just having the experience of living your life while being free and just at ease. Because I know
totally. There's a huge disempowering context for people, especially with 9-to-5 jobs. It's like, oh shit, here comes Monday. Oh, I'm a wage slave. Like, I need financial freedom. I don't get to live wherever. I wish I could work remote. Like, all that is super disempowering, and it doesn't have to be your conversation about your life.
Yeah, and it's there for me for sure. Like, I'm a little bit like, I'm like, come on, enjoy your last few minutes. Like, enjoy this night. And like, I'm not going to when I'm like that. you know?
And it's there for all of us because we're all dealing with that same conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a cultural thing.
Yeah. So that, you know, that's the water we swim in, right? It's like,
We're now like navigating here.
yeah, trying to figure it out. And I know I'm like, it'd be so fulfilling to be a resource for people in that same water, in that same world, and also to like seek out other resources in that same world. And also, you know, making videos is something that creatively really appeals to me. And what aspects of it appeal to you? I'm actually curious.
Making videos. Well, one that, let's see, if I go back, I also just wanted to share, just like I've gotten all this stuff, I want to put it out there for people, and I find it cool, interesting. It's like watching game tape of yourself. I was an athlete all my life, and so watching game tape where you watch yourself playing a sport, for me it was basketball, and you look for, okay, how was I during this play? What did I not do? What did I do? How could I have shifted things? You know, where was I meant to be?
So you get a record and you get feedback and you get to see the results of your actions and efforts.
And also just to like dispel some of the conversations I have about myself being like a weird outsider. Like that's been a huge transformation for me in the past year, 2 years, 3 years, towards just like recognizing that I'm a human being just like everybody. And I think I had a conversation about being really different and being excluded and being a loner and being too advanced for people, and that totally just like cut me off from life. And so video is a way for me to be like, well, here I am, you know. And then the feedback I get is always like, wow, Thomas, thank you for sharing that. Or in my head the conversation is more like, Thomas, what are you doing? Why are you sharing
They're
this?
not gonna like it.
Blah 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 blah. Nobody cares, right? But people really do, and people are awesome. And if you know that's I mean, people are awesome.
Yeah, I'm so thrilled to be sharing this with you. Like, I have had, and you as well, have had YouTube channels for multiple years, and I've just always, I've never really like owned, like, it's been like a fun fact, you know. It's like, oh yeah, I have a YouTube channel, or it goes on the resume as like the last line, like what else do you spend your life doing, when really it's a wonderful outlet. I think it's like part creative expression, part journal, part contribution, part community building, part like, and it's like, what kind of content do you want to be putting out there into the world? You know, it's like, what do you want to be exuding and providing for people? So I'm really, really thrilled that we get to do that together, and that's one of the things that, yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Like, I feel like it's been a long time coming in my life.
And same. When I first met this girl here, I met her and I knew her through some of her Instagram posts and like some of her YouTube videos, and it was like, you know, like talking about weight and like taking a stand for what it is to be healthy, and it doesn't have to be this ridiculous struggle, and like it can come naturally, and like it's not perfect, you know, but it's beautiful and it's progressing and it's growing and changing and evolving. And I was just like, wow, this girl's like creating this and sharing this, and it was just naturally, I knew I had a YouTube channel too, and it was naturally like, I want to create something with you. But actually getting around to it has taken 6, 7, 8 months.
Yeah, it's taken a little while.
And now that we're here,
what was in the way of that?
It's like, yeah, and it wasn't even something that I wasn't really present to it. That's what it was for me. Like, I wasn't like I really want to like create. We both love YouTube videos. Like, we both have this, like, let's team up. you know? And I think I have a natural independent streak. Like, I've got to be the man charging up the mountain. I'm going to do this myself. At the end of the day, I was born alone and I'm going to die alone. Like, that sort of mentality, this like stoic, you know, I mean, not even stoic, but just independent. And so, and yet I've been on all these basketball teams, right? And so there's this other side of me that's this total team player. And so I'm so stoked to be having that, to have that right now, to be creating that.
Yeah. And for me, it's like I've been afraid to show people who I really am and what I'm really capable of, because what if they don't like that? You know?
Well, fuck them.
Well, you know, I've always...
Pardon my language.
We can bleep it or something. We're still in the decision-making process on what this channel's gonna be. Thomas might have just sealed in our explicit label. Anyway. Like, this is a real opportunity for us, and we want to create the opportunity for you, whoever you are watching this, to partake in the lessons we learn. And
we're gonna be dead soon. We're gonna be gone soon, and we want to leave something.
Yeah.
You know, and if we can say something that gives you something that, you know, makes you think in a different way, or has you go out and have a more awesome day, or interact with somebody in a new way, like that changes your life, because there's all these people that have changed our lives and that have contributed to us. And so we're just really just we're in this big connection of all the human beings in the world, and we're just being a node and passing that out, being like a conduit, like, hey, here's all the stuff that we've been exposed to and think is cool and like have found useful and resourceful, and we're sharing that and want you to share that too.
We have some things in mind already, the things that we really care about and we're up to or dealing with, and the breakthroughs we've had that have really made a difference, and diving deeper into that. Relationships, health and well-being is huge for both of us. Fitness inside of that, nutrition. I'm interested in minimalism, and I was gonna say sort of like efficiency and like having
also that,
like, yeah, that too, and like financial freedom, getting out of debt. When you're talking about achievements and goals and stuff, there's really no end until the end. There's always more to learn. There's always new things to uncover and discover. There's all these things that we are interested in and cultivating in ourselves. I want to share all of that, and then if there's also anything that you have in mind from either knowing us or just something you're dealing with.
Totally, I was gonna say, you just took the words out of my mouth. Yeah. Like a call to action, you know, like what do you want to see? If you know us, what do you see us being strong at? Like, what do you see us being like, dude, you guys should do this thing, please, please, please.
Or if you know we're weak at something, what would you suggest we develop? Because that could be like a really vulnerable place to like volunteer ourselves to be, but
we like that,
you know,
and that's where the growth comes. Those dark areas.
Shine the light.
Drop us a comment, let us know what you think, what do you want to see, and yeah, we love you.
Yeah, let's get started. Let's see if it recorded.